spawning up here in the top right-hand corner from Team Prime. It is our blue Protoss player, Creator.
And he is facing off against, in the bottom left, the king of Zerg right now at IPL. Folks, it is from Team SCV Life, Hyun.
And he has how many consecutive wins on Fight Club?
14, I do believe now.
14.
I'm honestly losing track.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to keep track.
When I came in, I think it was 11 or 12. Jeez. When I first came to IPL, it was actually insane, man. Like, my first day there, they're like, hey, guess what? You're casting Startail Life versus Hyun. So, oh, okay. That's exciting. And it was a crazy set. His last few fight clubs have actually gone to Game 9, except his series versus Fantasy. So looking pretty crazy, man, as of late. But here we are.
Strong online player. Didn't really get too many offline tournaments. He apparently had a lot of nervous issues, but ever since winning so many of the IPL fight clubs, apparently he has bolstered his courage to come in and actually do an offline event.
Yeah.
So, and this is him coming in against CreatorPrime. So, Code S versus Code S.
Both of these guys are so incredibly good. I mean, it's going to be awesome seeing what they opt to go with, because so much of ZVP metagame, there's actually like a huge. It's been changing so much they had to basically write a small booklet on it. Is what's going on here. We really have seen an crazy number of strategies developing recently. So, what are your thoughts, Champ? I mean, Daybreak, or excuse me, Club Kingdom. Great map, but a lot of Protosses do tend to like it, especially on 3 base.
Yeah, and the third base is really one of those very difficult things to get. Of course, your second base is very easily defended by that choke point in the very front. After the Forge Fast Expand or whatever have you as your opener, you have a very nice little wall there. But getting that third base is a little bit more difficult. Of course, it's very open. It's a little bit more difficult to control. We do see some Protosses going for air just to have a little bit more putting the Zerg on the defensive in order to get that third base up a little bit sooner. But it's really up to the Zerg as to who allows who to have a third base.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We see a lot of players like Stefano, for instance, making it really, really difficult for Protosses to take a third. Especially, I mean, he loves it on this map.
Yeah.
Cloud Kingdom, he'll station Lings and Roaches on all sorts of areas where it can just be incredibly difficult for Protoss to get a good footing. And I completely agree with you on that statement, man. I think it can be really, really tough for Protoss at times.
That little probe, can he make it all the way home? He's got 10 health right now, it looks like, and he's got a Zergling chasing very doggedly after him. Oh man, this is the battle right here, whether or not that probe can get all the way home.
Zergling is not going to make it into the main base. This is really nice out of Creator. He's going to mineral trick that probe to the back of the line, but still leaves it at the front just in case more Zerglings would arrive. But ultimately, he's going to hold this off just great. And we can see his 2 gases finishing up in the main base, excuse me. And the thing's just ramping up here now for Hyun.
I think if we're going to see some airplay, if we do have Creator grab another gas at the natural immediately, but it looks like he's not so far. So this might be a little bit more of grabbing the cyber core. So yeah, he did go for a little bit early.
Yeah, it's really late. It definitely can. The cyber core is like. He wanted to make sure. It looks like does he have 2 zealots out on the field? No, he actually hasn't made a zealot, so he's just been chronoing probes incredibly hard. Yeah. That cyber core is a lot more common to go down around the 4:30 mark, and here it went down around 5 minutes. So that's going to make any timings really late out of Creator. So I don't think that's what we're going to see. Probably going to see the cyber core go down. And then, I mean, he does have a decent amount of gas, so they could be for sentries, but an expansion play is not out of the question. You know what? I was wrong. He has a zealot down there, so. But yeah, lots of workers right now. Let's take a look. CreatorPrime at 31. Hyun still at 29.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, after all of the injects coming out there from Zerg, so for Protoss to keep up at this point, it's a little bit unknown. But there we go. There's that Stargate going down now. So we are going to see some Stargate play. Probably going to be just a bunch of Phoenixes, maybe a Void Ray. But those Phoenixes very good because you can now go back and forth between the third and the main base and do a lot of damage using that little ledge as a nice little advantage there.
Yeah, and I mean, a great call for Stargate on this map, Shib, too, because it's really a harassment. It like beckons the harass. It's like, okay, look, I have this cliff over my natural expand where I can't see your units approaching. You can come in for my third, and then you can run over into my main base and lift up drones. So Phoenix play is just so strong on this map, and it's likely what we're going to be seeing out of Creator. He's getting a little bit of damage in right now with these Stalkers and Zealots. We'll see if he can pick off some units.
Yeah, that one little queen looking a little bit vulnerable, but there are a bunch of Zergling coming in here. Looks like they are going to try and take out. No, looks like they're just going to back off for now. I don't know if he's positive or not, whether or not Creator has +1 weapons on his units that I haven't seen him click on any of those Zealots, so he might be a little bit reserved in trying to take on those Zealots. But here we go, he actually does get this around, and one Stalker does go down. It looks like the rest of them go down. And that'll be the end of Creator's map presence until those Phoenixes really start to pour out.
Yeah, which are going to be only momentarily away. Actually, another Stalker going to be joining, so Creator is putting a lot of resources into this harass, but it's very effective. Take a look right now. Hyun is only sitting at 55 workers at 8 minutes, folks. Stalkers are going to be cutting a couple additional links here, and this is beautiful out of Creator. You know, getting a little bit of this poke in really early. Definitely a nuisance for Hyun. He's had to make an incredible number of Zerglings, and, well, finally, he's actually, I mean, he still doesn't have the gases in his main. This is something is very typical of Hyun. But he is running off of 4. So definitely worth pointing out here as, you know, the Stargate has worked out the Phoenix now, and we've got a Robo facility and 3 gateways on the way, which Hyun's actually going to get vision of. He will also be seeing the Stargate in just a second.
But those 3 Phoenixes look like they're going to be moving their way on down the bottom right-hand corner of the map as the Overlord finally gets view of that Stargate. So now he's going to know what's up. He's got to throw down a couple of Spore Crawlers, and he does that immediately. 5 of them going down now as he's getting his +1 range with that Evo Chamber as well. So making good use of that Evo Chamber, all the tech, all the things.
Now, this Overlord is still hanging out over the map. This is an interesting decision out of Hyun, and one that may pay off in dividends. He's going for an Overseer here, even though he got a very nice scout of the base. And he's going to see this follow-up, which is so important, Champ 2. He's going to be able to come in here and see, oh my god, you just dropped another 3 gateways. The Overseer is going to fall back for the moment, but expect it to swing around in just a sec. Yep, there it is. It's going to swing over to the right-hand side and then try to slip its way in. Should be able to see these gateways, and that's going to be vital for Hyun to see, but right now, it looks like he's going to get for some aggression.
So many roaches coming out across the map. As soon as he went to Hyun's view, I was like, look at that stream of units moving across the map. Now, those warp gates coming in are going to be incredibly useful in holding this off. He's got a large amount of sentries, but how much energy do they have is the question, and are they going to be able to hold off this many roaches? He does also have an Immortal as well, but the third base, Kibbles, the third base is the one who's really being lost here.
Yeah, he doesn't have one. It's 10:30. You know, it's still an okay time to manage to get it until you get to like that 12-minute mark. By then, you really needed this a while ago. But in this circumstance, we can see Hyun is going to be coming in with his Overseer. The important question, will he see these gateways? This is a huge indicator that we have a massive 2-base play coming out of CreatorPrime, and Hyun needs to get information so that he can respond to this appropriately.
That Overseer being incredibly lazy
right
now, doesn't want to move, and a 4th base going down for Hyun. This can only be a bad position for Hyun to be in. Now he's going to have a huge vulnerability that CreatorPrime is going to be able to take advantage of. Now there goes that Overseer going on into the middle of the base. I think he wanted to try and lure out those sentries so that the Overseer can definitely get to see the rest of the base. And there are the rest of the warp gates being scattered out right now.
And this is so important for Hyun. You know, you may be seeing this Nexus go down, but let's take a look at that production cap. He is not making probes, folks. It's entirely possible he could cancel this Nexus. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he will let it finish, but he is not investing into economy right now. This is all about the push for CreatorPrime, and Hyun is going to be hard-pressed for a defense, but he's got 7 Infestors on the way, and the timing does look like they're going to hit with Pathogen Glands. That extra energy going to be so important.
And 36 Lings as well. This is going to be a huge aggression from both players. It looks like it's going to be the clashing of Titans, as it only is possible between Creator and Hyun.
All right, guys, Creator moving out across the map. This is very dangerous for Hyun. He did just get quite a number of Infestors, but Phoenix are so good at dealing with Infestors. If he can come up and lift these into the air, clash his army against them and trap things with force fields, these fungal growths will be absolutely useless, and expect that is how Creator is going to engage this. He's going to swing in with the Phoenix, lift these up, or at least that's how he wants to here.
Now he sacked his 4th base and waiting for Creator to push up the ramps in order to get some really good
Oh, there they are.
But there goes those Phoenixes grabbing all those Infestors, trying to take out all of them and denying any type of fungal growth. A lot of amazing force fields do go down here from Creator. Hyun is still pushing in though. He's got a lot of roaches, he's got a lot of queens, but is he going to be able to hold this off is the question. Guardian Shields are dividing a whole bunch of the damage.
Oh, and now the fungal growth Champ 2 are able to land. A lot of sentries getting hit there, but does Hyun have enough units? His supply is falling fast.
It doesn't look like it, Kibbles. It looks like he's going to be losing his third base and possibly the game. All of the drones are being pulled right now. The Queens are running across, trying to do as much damage as possible, but there are just too many Stalkers. Is this going to be GG? I don't know, but it looks like it definitely probably is going
the
to
worker
be.
supply is equal at this point, so Hyun is definitely in a tough spot no matter what happens from here. But here's the thing that he doesn't have an answer to. The 49 supply of excellent synergy out of Hyun. He's got Sentry, Stalkers, Immortals, Zealots, everything. If we take a look on Hyun's side of the field, alternatively, I mean, he's sitting on 2 Infestors, a small, I mean, what? Like, where's his army supply? Like, he has 44. Nope, it's moving out across the map. A couple of Zerglings.
Yeah.
No, man. This is the beginning of the end. Hyun looking like he may go down here in Game 1 to CreatorPrime.
Man, this has been such a devastating, and that was really just a huge slugfest going out there on the third base. But here come those Roaches trying to take out what they can, but that Immortal still alive. The Stalker is also all still alive. And a nice little burrow maneuver right there, but it's not going to be enough. Those Infestors wasted all of their energy, well, spent all their energy, didn't really waste it, at the third base, and so they don't really have anything left. There's the GG.
GG going down for TSL Hyun. He's going to be starting off roughly here against Creator.
And what a game that was. I mean, these two Titans, of course, are going to be providing a couple more, oh, at least one more game, possibly 2 more games, and that's what I'm really interested in watching.
It's pretty exciting, man. Hyun is a fantastic Zerg player, but Creator really caught him off guard there. Hyun saw, he saw the gateways go down, but really, really late there, and realizing, I'm making a lot of Infestors. He's just going to lift those up with his Phoenix. And we saw about half the Infestors killed off before Hyun really got to do anything with them. So a tough game for Hyun for sure.
If only that Overseer went in just a little bit earlier, I think he would have staved off his aggression that was going on to that third base and probably just kept, building up a larger force so that and not make the fourth base, obviously, which was a huge vulnerability in Hyun's play. But if only that Overseer just moved up a little bit earlier, I think he would have been in a much better position.
Would have had time to drop Spine Crawlers, maybe invest a little more into Roaches, a little less, because the Immortal count, I do believe, was 2.
Yeah, it was a very low Immortal count
3.
for any type of, very Omen-ish type of build. But,
well, he had to put a lot of gas, of course, into those Phoenix, but wow, that was beautiful out of Creator, guys. So he is currently up 1-0. We'll be moving into Game 2 shortly.
And